Okay, what's up, everybody? Welcome to another exciting episode of a Tech Talk where we're keeping you updated. My name is Jonathan Nindi, and I'd like to welcome everybody who's new to the channel. And yeah, if you're new to the channel, please go ahead and subscribe, so that we can be making more videos for you. And if you're one of those that's been with us for the longest of time, I'd like to say thank you very much. And yeah, more content coming your way. So happy New Year, everybody, and welcome to Tech Talk. Okay, so in this episode, we're looking at one of the stories that has been a standout story for me in 2024 so far. And this is the story about Sora. So, in this episode, we're going to look at what Sora is and explain a bit of about why this stands out as one of the biggest stories so far. So, let's start with definition. What is Sora? So I don't know whether I'm saying it right, but yeah, it should be Sora. Yeah, Sora. So Sora is basically um, an artificial intelligence model that's been released by OpenAI, and it actually hails from a Japanese word. The word Sora actually means sky. So, you know how they say the sky is the limit? Well, these guys literally brought the sky. Yeah, so Sora actually means sky, and basically what it is it's an AI model that's able to actually take in text prompts and then it outputs a video. So, in essence, you feed in text into Sora, Sora processes the text that you feed it, and then it gives you an output which is video. So, your text is converted into video. Yeah, I know. It's quite confusing, but it's pretty straightforward. Basically, you tell it what you want, it processes what you say, and it gives you an output which is video. Now, this is different from the conventional one where, like ChatGPT, where you tell it something and then it, processes what you tell it and then it outputs text and based on the keywords that you give it or based on what you are looking for there, it's able to process it and break it down to a point where you get exactly what you're looking for in the output. So with ChatGPT, you feed it text, it's able to process the text and it gives you an output in text. With Sora, you give it text, it processes the text and it gives you a video. So text, 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 ChatGPT, text, process, video. That's Sora. I hope you get what I'm getting at. So that's the difference with the other AI models that are there. So Sora has been publicly, well, it's not really publicly available, but it was introduced to the world by OpenAI company. So OpenAI is once was a startup AI company, but it was bought by Microsoft, and the CEO founder is Sam Altman. He's the one that's currently heading it. Well, he's back heading it after last year's altercation where he was removed in that position, and they had a few issues here and there, but ultimately they brought him back because of certain outlaws that went about, that kind of a thing. So Sora is owned by OpenAI, that's led by Sam Altman, and these guys are one of the leading AI companies as of today. That actually tells you why Microsoft went and pumped in a lot of money. Yeah, it tells you why they did. These are some of the developments that are hitting the world at a very, very big scale. These guys are making waves. So, how is all of this possible? How is this AI model that is Sora able to do this text, process to video kind of a thing. So briefly speaking, what really happens with these AI models is that they are trained. They are trained on large chunks of data, and by large chunks of data, I'm not talking about a few million images or anything like that. We're talking lots and lots of images, over 100 million images, and these things, these systems are made to sort of assimilate or feed on so much of this data such that at the end of the day they are able to learn. They are able to learn from what they're taking in as their input. Think of it this way: when you're teaching a kid, like maybe a kid in primary school and things like that, for them to learn what an apple is, for example, they would have to look at an apple for quite a long time before finally it registers in their heads that, oh, if I see something that's red and like this, shaped in that way, that's an apple. So it takes a while for it to register in their heads that, oh, this is what an apple looks like, and wherever they see an apple, they will know this is an apple. It's also primarily the reason why they teach them to associate letters with certain items or objects. So you'd say things like A for apple or B for ball. All that is in essence to try and help the brain to pick it up and to always have it stuck to say, when you see something like this is what an apple is, and things like that. So in the same vein, that's how these AI models are taught. Basically, they are fed so many for example, images of what an apple is, and to the point that when you now do take them in an environment where they are now able to look at different objects, when they see an apple, they will be able to know it's an apple. Why? Because they've been fed so much, in terms of pictures of an apple, to the point that they know what an apple looks like. You get it? And so, with this Sora large language model, what they've done is this artificial intelligence model is able to pick from a lot of images and videos that it's been able to look at for a very long time, and once you now type in a text, it will be able to now pick from like all the whole pool of what it's been able to learn for a long time, and then it will now be able to piece things together to meet what you put in the text. Remember what we said in the beginning: Sora is text, process, then video. And now what we're saying is this language model, this AI model, is fed so much information about so many things, objects and things like that, such that once you type in something like, I want to see an apple moving, it will take every word that you've typed in and say, okay, apple moving. It will look at its database, it will look at all the images that it's been able to look at, and it will say, okay, so this is what an apple looks like, and they want this apple to be moving. So moving means motion. And so what's going to happen is it's going to output, it's going to pick from its very large database and pool of so much content that it has. It will pull an apple, and then it will pull a picture that has some sort of motion, then it will put it there, and then now it will play it. And that basically will be your output. I hope you understand what I'm trying to say. So basically, it's going to take from the pool of content that it has, and from there it will be piecing those things together, and then it will give you the output. It's basically just taking from the pool of information or content that it has, and then it pieces everything together like a puzzle, and then it just displays it there for you. So this is some of the videos that OpenAI has been able to share. There was one video where there was a prompt where it was saying, I want you to make a video of a woman walking somewhere in the streets. I think it's Tokyo or something like that, and it looks like this. Yeah. So that's the video. Pretty, I mean, that's pretty good. You really, I mean, I think if you were to ask, okay, was this thing done by AI? You would really question because everything looks so real. Another video that was done was this one where somebody had typed in a text asking it to to basically show a video of two dogs on some mountain range doing a podcast. It looks like this. Yeah, pretty slick, right? And so I guess the question then we should be asking is, what does this mean for us? Is this the future of video? Now, AI is something that's been blowing up for like a very long time now. I think we've reached a point where it's not just a topic you would put as something for the future. We're literally living and interacting with this thing every now and then. The question I think a lot of us were asking is this the future of video? And what does this mean for content creators? Because lo and behold, 80% of what we consume now actually is video. And now, those prompts I showed you of videos that were made by AI, it begs the question, what really is going to be the future of video content if AI is able to generate these things on its own? And like what risks are involved now, because it's very possible now to, you know, maybe at one point in the future or maybe in the next few years or so, it would be very possible to just basically impersonate somebody, like uh, somebody makes a video about you that you don't even know about. It has your face, it has your details, and it's speaking like you, it has your voice codes. It's pretty scary stuff if you ask me. But I think the more pertinent question, again, like I asked before, is what does this mean for content creators? Recently, Tyler Perry sort of put on the shelf a project to expand his studio worth about $800 million after these guys had released this Sora phenomenon. It tells you about the shivers that it sent down the spine of a lot of these movie directors and film photographers and things like that, because now it's like, wait, our jobs are on the line here. This thing could literally replace us. And that's the fear with AI. As much as there's so many use cases for how it can do this and how it can do that, I think at the back of a lot of humans' heads, thinking, wait, my job's gonna go here. And especially here in Africa, like, so guys, once this AI thing comes, is it going to take away our jobs? I mean, it looks like it's out to get all of us, and that's not to say AI is going to replace us and get everybody's jobs, but it does get us thinking, like, okay, so are we going to be replaced, or like how do we assimilate AI in our lives such that it it works more as a companion and not really as something to come and replace us? Because okay, obviously some roles are going to be replaced, but I think ultimately if we have to survive as a species, we have to find a way in which we can operate with this thing and not necessarily have it replace us. Now the thing is, OpenAI put it out there just to show the world what they were working on and what they're doing. They have not made this public. They've made it public, but they've not made it accessible to the public. Like, it's not like people can go there and just make videos on their own and things like that. For now, that's not what's happened. They've showed this to the world, and in, I guess, the coming months or years, they'll tell us how we're going to move from where we are. So, ladies and gentlemen, that's the story about Sora, and the latest large language model that's been released by OpenAI, that's able to take text prompts, process it, and give you video output. Yeah, pretty scary, I know, but it's the world we live in now. It's the world of AI, it's the world of technology, and those things we used to say back in the day, in the future, ladies and gentlemen, we are in the future. Anyway, that's it for today's story. Tell me what you think about Sora. Do you think it's a good thing? Do you think it's a bad thing? Should we be out of our minds, crazy, going mad about this thing and thinking, is my job on the line? Tell me what you think in the comment section. And yeah, that's it for today. If you haven't done so already, please hit the subscribe button, give us a like, share this video as we continue making more content to keep you updated. My name is Jonathan Nindi, aka JAY, and I'll see you next time.